Okay, next oil.
Hi Chris, good to see you.
Arjun, good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
How's everything going up at the company?
Very good. And good to be at this part of the country and to visit you.
Welcome back to town.
Yeah.
How's your flight?
It was good. It was long, but good.
Traveling a lot these days.
Sorry?
Traveling a lot these days.
Not much. I'm just here on to LA on a personal visit, and then I figured, we could talk about this.
Yeah.
We love working with you for 12 years. It's been about 12 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Goes that fast.
Yeah. So hear that you're not planning to stay in this business longer. So just came to find out why, and maybe see how we can sort of work together again. Help you make this transition. Do what we can to help you through this.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks. Well, thanks for coming and making time. I think it's been a great 12 years. I've loved the station that my wife and I have been able to start from nothing and grow it each year and see the progress. And it's like seeing a child off to college or something. It's it's a special feeling. So it's not without feeling a little bit bittersweet, but certainly I'm thinking about other things now, and so looking forward to talking with you all. It has been a great 12 years together. I think we were able to create a good customer base and a good business. So would love to try to put a deal together if it works out for you guys.
Yeah, would love to do that.
So tell me what's important to you in this. What are you trying to figure out here?
Yeah, before we get in, I'd just like to understand, is there a particular reason why you're leaving the business? Are you moving out of town? Are you planning to stay here but work in a different line? Is there anything so I can just better understand your perspective on this?
There's a few reasons. I mean, it's been a busy 12 years. Certainly my wife and I just doing this on our own. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 6 days a week. That's tough. Tough on anybody. So that's the biggest. I'm 50 now, and certainly I could stay in this for another 15 years and hit retirement and see how that goes. But my dreams are bigger than that. There's other stuff I want to do, my wife included. And so we just thought with you coming to town and some of the other conversations we've been having with other companies and colleagues in the field that it was a good time to explore something like this.
Okay, interesting. So are you moving out of this business or moving out of town?
We're thinking about moving out of town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not forever, and maybe not forever to move out of this business either. Though I'm not wedded to coming back to a gas station.
Okay.
Ownership. We'll see what the future has.
Great. No, because your talent is like something we could use in future as well. So if
I'm sorry?
Your talent, you've been in this business and you've done this very well. So we figured maybe even if we take over your station, we could work together on something. But that's okay. I totally understand where you're coming from. So great. And I see that you've been in discussion. Now you've put it out with other players as well that you're looking to sell this place. It's been with us. You've been working with us for so long, so we figured, this is our station. We want to be the ones running it. If you're not interested in that,
you're interested in it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's great. Like I said, I really like working with you, and if it works, I'm really. Thank you for saying that about my talent. I really appreciate being recognized like that. I don't know, but it could be something that could be of interest to me if we were to manage this transaction positively.
Oh, great! So you would like to work with us again?
I mean, I don't want to say yes. It might not be yes right away, but it could be something to consider. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'd have to talk to my wife, but.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Take your time. But we love that. So I just want to put that out on the table.
Great.
That's an opportunity we'd love to have.
Yeah.
So, have you received any offers yet for the place?
I've received some interest. Yeah, we don't have to get too much into details, but I received a little bit of interest.
Okay.
It's a lot of work, trying to sell this on my own. I have other things I want to do. I'd rather do, and certainly I'm not the businessman. I've just been the owner of this. I'm proud of what I've built, and so some good conversations so far. I mean, certainly I'm here, so I haven't signed and sealed anything. But yeah, some okay conversations so far.
Great.
Are you looking at other gas stations or other property in the area?
No, so we are definitely evaluating. I mean, Los Angeles is important to us. A lot of interesting activities happening nearby. So yes, we want to have a presence here. We absolutely do. And we were working with you, but we don't want the station to go to anyone else. We want to be the ones running the station. It's been an important station for us. We want to continue owning and investing in this. So yes and no. So we ideally wouldn't want to have any other station here, but should this not work out, and I don't see any reason why this shouldn't, we'd want to look at alternatives as well. Yeah.
Nice. How does this station rank, just wondering, out of curiosity, compared to revenues or profits you've seen in other stations that you guys work with? Do you have that information?
Yeah, so some ways the costs are higher because I think Los Angeles is a slightly more expensive place.
Yeah.
So we'd have to invest more in, say, employment, so managing a managerial team, employees at the station. So all that are higher expenses. Gas is fairly standard throughout. But yes, in general, I find the expenses quite high as compared to the other stations, which brings down our profitability. But at the same time, I think the scope for revenues are good as well here.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with the port so close.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real valuable resource.
Yeah.
Any other reasons why you're particularly interested in this station over others, or is it just because not a lot of people are selling right now?
It's because, I mean, we can definitely, build our own station, all of that, but it's just, we won't be operating as, this is...
I think it's okay.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
With this station, we can just operate right from the word go, because it's already up and running. Otherwise, we just have to spend a little time in creating it, but otherwise, this is like our number one target in this area as far as stations are concerned.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they sent you, it must be important.
No, like I said, I don't do this normally. I normally handle the operations.
Oh, really?
I don't do the transactions.
Okay.
But I'm just in town. I figured, we've been interacting for a while.
Yeah.
So I thought it's a great opportunity to meet you once, and then maybe we'll discuss something for the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're the businessman. How do you evaluate something like this? I had trouble doing it, but have you or your team come up with what it's worth to you?
Yeah, so we did some sort of research. We did try to arrive at some valuation. We sort of figured something around 380 would be a fair price, considering what we expect to make out of the station.
I'd love to know how you arrived at that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my understanding and based on the sales we've had, we see about $75,000 coming in as net profits to you. It's profits. Profit is around 75,000.
Yeah.
Right. So the way we work or typically operate is when we own a station, we tend to operate it 24/7. Right. So there's no downtime. So with that, we expect to get a little more revenue out of this. I understand those times when we operate, apart from these hours, are slightly lower time hours. So we operate on Sundays as well.
Yeah.
And we operate 24 hours. Sundays are typically low business as compared to the weekdays. And similarly, after 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning is again low hours. But we still tend to do some business in those hours. So we factored that increase due to those increased hours. And we expect to invest more in the station to, modernize it and so on. So, we expect some increased sales because of all of this, but at the same time, we need to invest a lot more in modernizing the station. At the same time, because of the extra hours, we expect to incur more employee costs, and we need to put in a strong management team now that you're not here. So, net, we figured that we're going to make a little over $400,000 over the course of, say, 10 years if we value it.
You feel like you're going to make $400,000 over the course of 10 years?
The net present value is going to be about $400,000, just over $400,000. So that's expected profit base. And so again, I'll compare it to my alternative investments, which is slightly delayed payments coming in and at a slightly increased cost because I need to invest a lot more. But again, we expect more revenues coming in there because the place we are evaluating is slightly bigger, closer to the port. So more revenues, but offset by higher costs and a delayed payment cycle.
Why a delayed payment cycle?
Because we expect it to start operating a little later than usual. Because say we buy you out, we can start operating from the word go. With a new station, we need to invest in creating. So that takes a couple of months usually. So with that, we factor that in and we arrive at something different. What we expect as a profits after buying out and doing all of that is about $50,000, right? So we want to sort of see that coming down. So our profits coming from you are about a little over $400,000, and to be at parity, then we need to reduce $50,000, and we figured 370 to 380 is like a fair range for us to buy you out.
Wow. Thank you. If I understand you right, you're looking at about a $380,000 offer based on the placement of it, which you all like, based on your assumptions about moving from my wife and I can handle the 16-hour workday 6 days a week. You move it to 24/7, which I think is a great idea, given that the port. I mean, you say that business is slower the middle of the night or on Sundays, but I mean, this is changing for sure. I mean, I've just seen it from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., but I know, I mean, that port runs 24/7 these days. We've got 40% of the entire all consumer items imports coming through this port. So, I mean, it is very, very, very busy here 24/7. I'm a member of the Sierra Club, and I have my own issues about the pollution part of this. But certainly from an economic standpoint, it's busy around here consistently. And so after running your numbers, if I understand you right, you're looking at about $400K in profit over the next
low 400K, yes.
Low 400Ks over the next 10 years. I assume that's after you... after payment to me, because I'm making 75.
No. This is without including the payment to you, because
So I'm making $75,000 a year in profit, per year, and so I'm just wondering, say I kept on running this as I am, which actually, if I were to continue running it, I wouldn't run it as I am now. I would open a mini mart. Because as we know in the business, you get a lot of your revenue from the mini marts these days. It's amazing how many sodas and crap you can sell, and the profit margins on that compared to the profit margins on gas. It's insane. So that's something my wife and I have discussed as well. But that 400 just it's confusing to me, because if I held on to it for the next 10 years, if I didn't do anything, we're talking about bringing in $750,000. Nothing. That's not including the mini mart. That's not including the potential of bringing in extra help to go 24/7 or 24/6. So that 400 seems either low, or maybe I'm misunderstanding something here.
No. So when you say you're 75,000, you're not counting your costs as a management cost. typically if we end up hiring a gas station manager, we expect to spend about $60,000 for a reasonably good manager. So when you take that out, because if you just separate yourself from the business, you're essentially managing it and you're saving yourself the management costs.
Okay.
Net of that, if say you were to put a manager and just sit back and own it as a business, we're making $15,000, if that, because I see that the actual rates are more like $65,000 based on my understanding of the others. So what we're essentially doing is letting you free up your time. And you're working 96 hours a week, which is insane, right? If you even cut down to 60 hours, I'm guessing you're going to make about $60,000 again. And on top of this, the payment that comes in, you're sitting on a much higher profit base than what you would owning the station. So you free up about 30 hours of your work time. You get to do the other things that you were interested in, travel around. And should you be interested in joining us back, we would be very happy to give you the manager position.
At $60,000.
At $60,000.
And not own this. And
maybe at $65,000 because we consider you a wonderful partner. We've worked with you and we can rely on you. We know you're the expert. So we'd be very interested in offering you a $65,000 salary as a manager. So you're essentially talking about a $10,000 extra over that. And that's what I've discounted. And if I do the valuation at that level, say I put you at $65,000, your net value would come to be about $385,000, which is where we sort of discuss things.
Yeah. Look, I appreciate you taking time for this, and I don't want to hold you up. I know this is your personal time, your family.
Well, that's fine.
12 years ago, my wife and I put all our quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies together.
Yeah.
And purchased this.
Right.
And it was hard, and there were hard years.
Yeah.
I put my own money into the investments, in this building and on this land.
Right.
And as hard as it was, I'm so happy we did it. Most people don't think of a gas station when they think of their life story or even their love story. But, my wife and I did this together.
Right.
And I could not, in my right mind, feel good about myself leaving what we built for something that I don't feel is really valuing that.
Yeah.
The land itself, what Los Angeles is like these days, that the port has gone from to 24/7 operations. Just the rise of Amazon and what that has done for consumer goods coming into this port is just insane. So the value of the land, period, is just going up. There are transactions every day here all around the port. Here's where we are at the coffee shop. There's all the different gas stations along the route.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, not gas stations. All of the real estate for sale, and just some of the commercial prices. This is just for the land, 1.75, just for the land, 2.9 for 24,000 square feet. That's 24,000. It's larger than the gas station, but this is just for the land. This isn't the building. This isn't the tanks. This isn't the PPE.
Yeah. I get it. I get this.
And so that's just talking about
the land.
Land, Arjun.
No, so we've done a fair estimation of the land price. So we have a fair sense of where it is headed, and which is based on how we estimated. Say we don't buy your station and we go with an alternate investment and buy our own land, build our own station, and operate it. So we estimated the cost there, and it wasn't very different. So
it was what, 3?
No, it wasn't anywhere close to this. It was.
I'd love to know how you did it because This is just today's prices.
No, we have our internal team that goes out, scouts for places. So yeah, it was all given to me as a report. So it's a very fair price that we're offering you.
What was the price of the land that you got?
It's not split by land, so we have an aggregate number based on land and building prices. It was just upwards of 500,000, including all the investments we do. But we expect to get a higher return on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if our alternate investments...
I'm sorry, I'm listening.
Yeah, give us a better return.
Mm-hmm. I, as a self-employed gas station owner, do not have a research team of assessors behind me. I have the open source and what other transactions have happened in the neighborhood.
Right.
So the information I'm going on is that there are transactions happening every day just for the land, not for buildings, that are upwards of $1, $2, $3 million. I mean, all around this port, I'd be happy. I mean, we can spend more time trying to get a fair assessment. I'm still having a little bit of a hard time understanding where yours is coming from, but I'd love to know more. But it is also really important to me, Arjun, that to have the opportunity to sell this to Next Oil. I think that the customer base is really important. We have, despite there being other options in the neighborhood, and despite I think there's a factor of my relationship with them.
Right.
I know that the customer base would probably feel better about keeping that same brand. They know the tires, they know the pump, the brand, and hopefully the next people, or maybe it's me if we talk more about continuing to work together, but. Given the land, given the amount that it's grown over the last 12 years, I mean, 2-3-fold easy, and I put in 240. I mean, I'm thinking around $750,000, $800,000 just for the land, and that's
impossible, Chris.
That's 60% of.
I agree with what you found here. It's absolutely irrelevant, but you're not. It's like comparing apples to oranges. You're looking at development sites. You're looking at a property that's way off where we're discussing. What I'm giving you is like a very fair price. I'm not cutting you short on the price. The price is what the market will offer, and we absolutely don't have the bandwidth to go above. So I'm offering you like very close to what I am permitted to offer you. Anything beyond this, it's not even within my control. I just have to say, hey,
whose control? Maybe I should talk to someone else, because I mean, that's
unfortunately there's no one else because
too low. I mean, my wife would not. She'd change the locks, man.
Huh?
My wife would change the locks if I came home with that. I might as well just go home with you.
See, this is the thing, Chris. We want you to continue operating, and like I said, you're sitting on a 75,000. Say it goes up a bit. The cash flow stays around 75 to 85,000 maybe. We're giving you that opportunity to up that cash flow. So we want to hire you as someone who's going to operate this store as and when you're ready to come back to it. Because we have managers who are willing to shift on a temporary basis. So until you're ready to come back, we can have temporary management. But as and when you come in, you're ready to take on the management. We're willing to offer you that opportunity. Should you say, no, you want to explore other options, you want to start another business, you have a great cash flow. I mean, you have a great pile of cash sitting with you from our offer. Right? You have about 400,000 to start your own business, just under that. Should you be willing to come back, there's a 65,000 plus 400,000 on which you can sort of earn interest and to invest wherever you want.
Yeah.
So I think of it like a great opportunity for you because, like you said you're not decided on what you want to do, and it always helps to have like a strong offer sitting with you right away. It just gives you that cushion to sit down, not be pressured to make decisions, and they offer you the option to come back to our business. Because we know you've invested a lot in it, and there's no one better than you to run it. So we want to offer you that opportunity as well. So it's all a win-win for you. You're upping your cash flow. You're getting a strong cushion to secure your future.
Yeah.
I see this as a great deal for you, and we would love to be here. We would love to continue operating the station, and it's a great deal for us. And I just want to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
But the prices you mentioned, no, that's way above. We would rather buy, build, and operate a store by ourselves, and we don't want to do that because that's just like competing against each other. We end up killing, reducing the margins for us.
And reducing the margin.
Exactly, yeah. It's reducing the margins for us and for you, and it's not benefiting anyone.
Yeah.
We would rather buy this store, be the only one standing here, and it works out that for everyone.
Yeah. I understand. However, the only factor I think that you're missing in this sort of win-win opportunity for me is that as hard as it is, I've run a very successful business for the past 12 years. I mean, pulling in $75K, just in the 16-hour days, but that was a mini mart. Look at my comparisons. I mean, how these stations are run and the razor thin profit margins. So I think about my next step if I were to stay, is to open up the mini mart. And as you know, I mean,
that costs about $130,000 to set it up.
Yeah, ish.
That's the estimate we have.
Yep. But then the revenues brought in, I mean, easily outweigh the amount brought in over gas.
It does.
And the fuel. Sorry, I can't find it here. But anywhere between 50 and 90%. So even acting conservatively, that's going to up my revenues and profits every year.
50,
I mean,
90%.
Please go ahead. I mean, the research is there. That's why I was late. Collecting my documents. But
no, we've run a few stations with mini marts, and in fact, most of our stations which we own have mini marts.
Mm-hmm.
It is very valuable. Absolutely, I don't disagree on that. But I think 90% is a bit of a stretch. We have slightly conservative numbers on that.
Okay.
Especially considering that there's a port area, it's not much of a consumer-driven area, so people don't tend to buy so much from, say, the mini marts there. Some snacks here and there. But
are you sure about that?
Yes.
There's 900,000 people that work in and around the port.
Yeah.
900,000. That's a lot of bottles of water, Red Bulls, and candy cans, whatever you're selling.
So yes, we do have previous data on operating the airports. It tends to increase revenue, but nowhere to the tune of 50 or 90%, far lower than that. It is a valuable addition, but I won't say it's going to be a prime mover. It's not going to change the dynamic too much, considering the investment you have to outlay for that, right? And the other thing is, Chris, so you are looking to move out of the business, and I'm not saying you have to, but this is, would you be willing to invest, say, $125,000, $130,000 in a business that you're not sure that you really want to continue running? That's another question you need to ask yourself.
Sure, I understand. It's not my preference. I'd love to settle a deal with you, and I've got a few more minutes to see if we can bang something out.
Right.
But in considering speaking with you and considering speaking with others, I haven't discounted the option to continue investing and do the next thing, either going 24/7 and hiring somebody else, or and moving forward with the mini mart. I mean, 24/7 Port Authority, if people are knocking at the door for this kind of real estate. I mean, you've seen how busy it is down there. So I think it's an opportunity. Maybe you guys disagree, and maybe that's one of our differences. But certainly, mini mart and the increased numbers, cars driving by.
Right.
That's, I mean, the land value, right, only goes up. That's one of the things I have learned here.
Yeah.
So the longer I feel I wait, and maybe I do this for another year, another couple of years, or get the return on my investment for the mini mart, and then maybe we have a conversation. Then maybe that's an option too, because like I said, $380 for my dream that was 240 12 years ago. I mean, and worth what the neighbor's recent sale of 1.2 million. So somewhere in there, we're not getting close to our dear 380. I do like the idea, and I appreciate your flexibility on the salary. But I'd have to think more about 600, and then the option to come back.
Oh, so that's way out. So I can just move it maybe slightly up, but nowhere beyond, say, 400, 420. 420 is my clear upper cap, because beyond that, it just doesn't make business sense for us, right? If I factor in some risk, even then, beyond 420, it just makes sense to start something new. And like I said, we don't want to start something new because it's an investment for us, and then it's just going to be competing against this store, this is us. We don't want to get into all of that. This has been a wonderful business for us. We want to invest here rather than invest in a new thing. But beyond 420, I'm just indifferent, right? I'm just going to say, hey, it's not working out for us. Let's build a new place.
Yeah.
Right. So I absolutely can't go beyond that.
Okay. Well, if 420 and what would you say, 65,000 salary?
Yeah.
Is your best? I'm afraid that we'll have to keep our relationship friendly for now, and good luck.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure. But Chris, what were you? I have some more time.
Okay.
If you're free,
I've got a few more minutes.
Yeah. What's the number you're looking at? What is something that you want to sell for absolutely, just to get a sense?
Well, let's forget about salary for a second, because that's a really nice offer and something that I'm honored to have that. Given the market and given my interest, to your point of wanting a change, do something else, given our relationship, and that probably it's better for both of us if we are able to keep this gas station under the Nextol brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I could consider something around 550.
No.
If you were able to include a salary, and I was able to work some shorter hours, and I would be able to take some time before I came back.
Right. That's something we're willing to do for you.
Then I could go to 500.
No, like I said, 420 is, yeah, I'm sorry. We can discuss about the salary, about the timing of you coming back, but on the price, unfortunately, there's very little room for me to maneuver, because it doesn't make financial sense beyond that.
But you could talk about the salary.
Absolutely.
Okay. So 420 and $100,000 salary.
We've got to pay at market rates. More around the timing. 60 is the market rate. I can offer you a 65, but
you already offered me 65.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting comfortably on 65. Yeah, I'm bringing 75 now.
75 is so essentially then we're talking about your current revenue, which is what we're paying you out for management, which doesn't make much sense for us. 65 as a management salary is what we can offer. That's above the market rate, given your talent.
Mm-hmm.
We pay a premium for talent, but yeah, we cannot like break through and offer something that absolutely doesn't make sense for us, because at 100,000 we'd be at a loss. So 65 is something we can consider, and timing. Yeah, I can discuss timing with you based on what you have in mind.
Mm-hmm. Could I be on salary and receive the salary while I'm not working for you all, assuming I come back?
No. That's that's not a part of our corporate policy, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, like I said, I appreciate the salary offer. It would be nice. It's not something I need, but it's nice. It's a genuine show of generosity and appreciation.
Yeah, because we figured that this is your business as much as ours, if we would want it, because you've built it, you've invested a lot in it, and we would love for you to continue to work in it, because there's just nothing like a real owner who's invested so much in a business running it, right? Which is why we're ready to up that, but we cannot go beyond that.
Well, you said that you could up it, but you didn't really up it.
So when I
Unless
said
I misunderstood something.
I'm sorry, but when I said I could up it, I said I could up it to 65. That's like a upper cap on the market rate. We cannot go anything beyond the market rate. We are going beyond the market rate, but we cannot like shoot above. That doesn't make sense.
You're next hole. You can do anything you want to. I mean,
let's
be honest here.
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
So that is something we cannot, but 65 is something we can do, and timing of your return is something we can work on. Because I understand you want to go out, you want to explore a few other alternatives, and the cash we pay you gives you that opportunity. And should you decide that, hey, I love the business that I was in, this is what I want to do, you come back, you own it. Not really own it, but you operate it like you own it. Right?
Difference.
There is a difference, but it is your own store. It's just we're taking the risk of ownership.
Yeah.
And we are going to invest in it. So it's
appreciate it.
So it's far less risk for you.
Well, yeah, that's part of ownership.
Yeah, it's far
less reward, far less risk,
and more reward, if I may say that, because 65, you're just 10,000 lower from your current levels of profit. Far less, again, risk.
How many hours less?
Hours, I would say, would be similar, because unfortunately we cannot compromise on that. It just takes that much to.
So you're telling me I would need to work the same amount of hours and get paid $10,000 less and not own it?
You're getting.
That's what you're telling me.
You're getting $420,000.
But I wouldn't own it. I'd be working the same amount of hours. You told me that I would be working fewer hours. That was one of the things you said in the beginning. Unless I misunderstood. Possible I misunderstood, but that's what I understood you to say.
What we are offering you is the opportunity to explore, because we expect our managers to be putting in hours comparable to that.
I see. So you want to own this for $420,000, then you want to pay me $10,000 less than what I'm earning right now. Arjun, I appreciate it, but this is I think that this is time for us to.
So think of it.
Yeah.
I'm offering you $65,000, $420,000 split over 10 years. That's about $42,000 per year. So I'm offering you $100,000 plus.
Sure, but I have that already. I have what you want. So you're not offering me $100,000 plus. You're offering me the difference between what I have and what
so I'm
you
offering
want.
you $30,000 extra over what you're currently making without any investment.
We've already talked about the value of the land. I can't see what your magical numbers men with your company did, but certainly my understanding of what real estate transactions are going for right now. It's a high.
Agree with this.
It's a then please find me some other objective data, because this is objective data. Please, by all means, if you need to take time, find it and show me, because I want this to be a fair deal. But to me, this is objective data. I can't see what kind of research your team has done. I don't know. This is yesterday's transaction. The information about the port moving from 24/7. That's real.
No, I agree, Chris. It is just that we have an option to build an alternate station, a bigger one.
Then please.
And at a $550,000 cost.
$550,000.
$550,000 cost, with an expectation of an increased revenue because it's slightly more prime area, slightly larger.
Okay.
But doing that would hurt both of us. Yes, it would give us an upside, but again, competing is not in the best interest of both of us. Which is why, and at that $550,000, we expect to make about $50,000 profit, $60,000. So, yeah, to make a similar.
So you could make $75,000 profit tomorrow.
At an investment of. Oh no!
If you have this.
No. When I say $60,000, I mean net of everything. When I say 75 in your case, I need to invest more in my employment costs and everything. The margin is very low.
Not sure.
So, for 550 and my profits.
Your 550 is to purchase. Is the cost for everything?
Cost for building it.
Just for building it. Okay, not for operating it.
Not for operating it.
I see. Just for building.
Just for building.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the investment maybe would be pretty similar.
Right. But I'm expecting a higher
variable
revenue.
cost.
I'm expecting a higher revenue at a similar variable cost base. Right? And averaged over time, that variability is about $60,000.
And what's the difference? Oh.
So I'm saying that's about 60 to. Wait, let me check my numbers.
That's per year?
No.
If that's per year, maybe you should do that, because that sounds like a great deal.
No, it's not 60 per year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's $78,000 across.
Across what?
Across, say, the time horizon we're looking to own and operate.
The time horizon.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was doing my time horizon, I was thinking about 15 years.
Yeah,
I'm 50 years. Now. Okay, so you're doing about 10 years.
10 years.
So you're talking about a difference of $7,000, $8,000 per year.
No, it's far higher. We have a cost of capital as well. So at that cost of capital, it's higher. The thing is, below that 420 mark, both seem very equal to me. Although qualitatively it isn't, because competition will lead to both.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why this would be a better deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I haven't factored that part, the competition part. But if I were to assume that instead of owning this, I would set a separate store, 420, 430. Not 430, 420.
Mm-hmm.
Between 420 and 430 is where my indifference lies. I cannot offer anything more than that, unfortunately. We can look at the timing of your comeback, should you be interested in that. But the price is something that just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying 430 now? You can go for 430.
430. It's $423,000 to be very precise.
$423,000 to be very precise.
Yes. That's the most we can offer you.
Mm-hmm.
For it to work out for us.
Mm-hmm. And what about the salary?
Salary 65. We can work on the timing of your comeback.
Can you go up a bit on salary?
No, unfortunately not.
Right.
It's almost a 10% above market.
I thought we were going to be around 500. I mean, given the value of the company and my interest in having a fair and fast deal. But if we can't, we can't. So I guess we can't. Sorry, man. I thought it was going to work out.
All right.
All right?
All right, Chris. It was a pleasure.
420, what'd you say, 430?
423.
And 65?
And 65 with an option.
What's the option?
To time your account back.
In 2 years?
2 years is, that's the most we can stretch. Beyond that, if we'd have to find someone permanent.
Mm-hmm.
2 years is something which we can find someone to work on a temporary basis. Beyond that, it doesn't have to be a permanent contract.
Yeah.
So, 2 years is... Does that give you a good enough time? I think 2 years is a great option.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yep.
Great. Pleasure to work with you, Chris.
Pleasure to work with you.
Look forward to you.
Looking forward.
Joining us again.
Nice. Thanks.